this is going to be my absolutely last take on the Acolyte. I want to start off with probably like the good. I really liked Sol and Camille. Their characters was very impelling. The actors did a tremendous job. I also did form a connection with Jackie, though it was short-lived. I did really like the character. She did a phenomenal job. Despite what you say about the action scenes, I think it has been actually really good. I did heavily enjoy the action scene. I think they focused on more brutality when it came to the stranger and Camille, which I did really enjoy. Really cool. Despite what you say, if you like it or not, it is sad to see the fandom at war with each other again. I feel like people fail to mention is the prequels, when they came out, they were not well liked. Like, I was on the side of, I liked the prequels, and I got flack for it. I did. In my honest opinion, I really heavily cared about Sol. I really did. I have a shelf of all Funko Pops of my favorite Star Wars character, and Sol is one of those characters. Honestly, without him in season 2, I'm not gonna watch it. I mean, I had problems with the show, yes, and I'm gonna get into it, but like, you know how when Glenn died in The Walking Dead, it's kind of like that for me for Sol. All to say, Sol is my favorite. I'm getting a Funko Pop. Let's get into some of the parts that I kind of felt like was kind of weird and what I didn't like. So one of my main problems is the writing of the show has been very, very weird. And this is episode 1 and 2 were honestly not that bad in my opinion. I didn't mind it. A lot of people didn't like it just right off the bat. That is their opinion. My opinion is I did really like 1 and 2. The only thing I had a problem with was this scene right here.
She had a twin. I didn't know Osha was a twin.
It's not in her file. Do you think that...
No. May is dead.
My thing is kind of messing up right now, but you get the point. He didn't even entertain the idea that May was possibly the one who did this. And then, like, in a few scenes afterwards...
May is alive.
I believe you.
What changed? What changed? Like, how can you go from pretty much not entertaining the idea that May's alive and then her just saying she's alive and you automatically believe her? What changed? Episode 2, in my opinion, was 100% okay. The only problem I had with it is the whole Corbin situation. It's episode 3 is when I had a problem. It's...
Power 1! Power 2! The power of many!
Okay, so my main issue with this scene is really... It doesn't feel like the witches are doing anything, in my opinion. They're not doing any type of magic. It just seems like a perfect dance. There should have been more visual effects that make it more appealing and look like they're actually doing anything. What are they giving her? Like, there needs to be, like, I felt like there should have been effects to show, like, they're actually giving her power so that she can have power to then transfer over to her twins. It was very weird, and then you do see, like, some... Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, you do see like some tiny purple effects, but it's really hard to see. Like when you think of witches in Star Wars, you think of green. Like the power was so visible in the Night Sisters to where you're like, oh, they are clearly doing something magical. Here, it kind of like alludes to like a type of light source in a way. It's like a lunar, which I felt like it should have been like a more bright color than purple, because you know it's already dark. They're kind of wearing dark purple. It's very hard to see. You think it's kind of like eclipse glare light instead of this is magic that they're using. It's very hard to see.
I carried them.
I created them.
So with that, it's kind of like it's on the edge of stepping on the toes of Anakin, whether you think it is or whether it's not. The point is, these witches have randomly the power to create life when I felt like they haven't shown what true power they have. Like, these witches don't seem like the person who can actually accomplish creating life. If these witches can do it, how come Anakin, who is literally the chosen one, wasn't able to create life and bring back Padme. My main issue with this here is the witches haven't shown me the power that they could have created life. They do not seem that powerful at all. Even Leslie Headland said the witches are not powerful at all. They needed to go to the planet to gain more power for outside threats, so they are just not strong.
Virginses have played an important part in Star Wars since the original trilogy, even if not everyone is familiar with the term. But there are different types. What can you tell us specifically about the nature of the virgins on Brendok? Headland: this was very important to me, Dave Filoni, and to Pablo Hidalgo, that the girls are not a virgins. The girls themselves are not a virgins in the Force. They needed, again, however they got here, the act of creating them was going to need amplification. Therefore, we came around to the decision that the virgins was on Brendok and that it would remain mysterious. So that way, if we went back there in future tellings of the story, we could uncover a little bit more about what is actually there. It was important that this type of virgins was a natural one as opposed to within a human being or an alien. Once we broke episode 3 and 7, we decided that Brendok had to be a location of a virgins for a couple different reasons. One, for the motivation of the Jedi in terms of their mission and why they're on Brendok in the first place. We also felt it was very important the witches had found that planet. Because their power alone would not match an outside threat, they would need to have the augmentation or the amplification of a virgins. We did not want the witches to just automatically be as powerful as Jedi.
It's not up to you. You can't stop me. Yes, I can. How? I'll kill you.
She said fire. Like, we'll talk about episode 7 when it comes down to it, but like, at this moment, from the 3 episodes we are seeing right now, she is actively trying to kill her sister. 100% actively trying to kill her sister. Episode 4 was very slow. Nothing really happened but the reveal that the Wookiee Jedi died off screen. Well, another problem that I have right now is this scene right here.
I don't need to kill a Jedi without a weapon. I don't need to keep this deal. You were wrong. Osha being alive changes everything. My loyalty is to Osha.
Yes, I can. How? I'll kill you.
My loyalty is to Osha. Now, excluding episode 7, she said, I'll kill you, and then tried to kill her with fire.
What I'm going to do is surrender myself to Kelnaka, and then turn myself into the Jedi.
The Jedi will put you in prison.
Not after I tell them who I know.
So she believes that if she tells the Jedi everything that's going on, she'll be forgiven for killing 2 people. Technically 1 person, and then help to pretty much end the life of someone's own life. I don't know if I could say that, but assisted blank. You guys understand what I'm saying. Assisted blank. She said, I'll kill you, attempted to kill her, and then now on this episode, my sister's alive. This changes everything. My loyalty is to my sister. When you tried to kill her, well, it was an accident. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you accidentally attempted to murder somebody. To us, she is randomly changing sides each episode. She's all about the murder in episode 1 and 2, like killing the Jedi. She killed Master Indara. Second episode, she attempted to kill Saul. She finds out her sister alive. Third episode, we found the backstory that she said, I will kill you, and then set the place on fire. Then episode 4 is, now, my sister's alive. That changes everything. I'm gonna turn myself into the Jedi, and then I'm gonna tell them what I know, and they'll have to let me go. You murdered somebody. Like, the best thing you're gonna do is get a few years off. The change and the switch up is just so weird to me, bro. But for May to think her sister was dead, it didn't make any sense, because she saw every single body except for the Horn Witch. She couldn't find her sister's body, and she knew that Osha wanted to go away with the Jedi, and she found out Soul was alive, so you would assume that she would have always known that Osha was alive. It didn't make any sense. And here comes my other biggest thing in the world. Are we going to pretend that this thing isn't the biggest traitor? Forget Anakin betraying the whole Jedi Order. Basil is the biggest traitor in the world. I didn't like Basil before. I thought this is just a weird feature. I didn't like Basil. I did not like Basil. Episode 5 was a lot of people's favorite, and honestly, out of the whole series, yes, episode 5 was my favorite. The fight scenes, in my opinion, were actually really good. The show should have been focused on more fighting. With the scenes with the trees right here, I would have just removed them. That was my only thing about the fight scenes. That headbutt headbutting was an actual, I really did like that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. At the time, I didn't know what the metal that made the helmet. I didn't know what that was, but after learning about it, it is pretty cool. The helmet design is still, I don't like it. I don't like the helmet design, but all in all, really cool. People who don't like the show is saying, it doesn't make sense why this guy is so strong, wiping out all the Jedi. Then you counteract by saying, well, Palpatine wiped out the whole Jedi Council, and you have a fair point, but Palpatine was a Sith, so it made sense that he was able to be on par and overpower most of the people on the Council. Khmer should be a Sith because he overpowered multiple Jedi, and the only one who put him in stalemate was a Jedi Master Soul. I think Jackie did very well, and I liked her character. Like, this was cool. This fight scene, what she does with 2 lightsabers, cool. I felt, yeah, I'm not even gonna go into Chaotic Moody's part. I just felt like he honestly had no business being in the show. Should have just left him out, to be honest.
You're a criminal, May. You must pay for your crimes. What are you doing? What I came here to do. Arrest you. Don't do this. What I'm going to do is surrender myself to Kelnaka, and then turn myself into the Jedi.
And now you don't want to turn yourself in. May went from I'll kill you to attempted murder of her sister to the next episode, my loyalty is to my sister, I'm going to turn myself into the Jedi, to she is actively, at this moment, she's actively not trying to be arrested because Osha was trying to put her under arrest. The writing is not really that good. The fight scenes are incredible. I love the character Soul. I like Khmer. If you take away the whole entire storyline of the twins, it would have been so much better. She decides to change sides. I mean, like, trade places with Osha. May has that tattoo on her head. Soul brings up she didn't have that tattoo on her head before.
That marking. It wasn't there this morning.
That's what I mean. Soul brings it to everyone's attention that the marking wasn't there before. So by all intents and purposes, Soul knows about the marking. I've seen arguments with people saying the reason why she's changing sides is because she wants to expose Soul to Osha as the terrible person that he is. And I'm like, I guess, but if that's the case, this title of the video says May tries to assassinate Master Soul.
There is a much larger threat than we anticipated.
I don't need to kill a Jedi without a weapon. I don't need to keep this deal.
Alright, so listen, this is what I mean by it doesn't make any sense. Literally, in episode 4, she says, I don't need to kill a Jedi without a weapon. I don't have to do this anymore. Why is she still trying to enact this plan of killing the Jedi then? It doesn't make any sense.
It's not up to you. You can't stop me. Yes, I can. How? I'll kill you.
You were wrong. Osha being alive changes everything. My loyalty is to Osha. I don't need to kill a Jedi without a weapon. I don't need to keep this deal. What I'm going to do is surrender myself to Kelnaka, and then turn myself into the Jedi. You're a criminal, May. You must pay for your crimes. What are you doing? What I came here to do. Arrest you. Don't do this.
It doesn't. She's changing sides multiple times. It's confusing, and no one can get attached to her because we don't know what her motives are. Look.
Hey, relax, hey, relax, okay?
What was the point of that, Basil? Alright, it's this scene right here. He is literally 2 feet away from her. How do you not see the tattoo on her head? I can clearly see the tattoo from here. And look how close, he's literally looking at her forehead.
I've had 16 years to think about what I would say to you if I ever got the opportunity.
So he's waited, this is at the end of the episode. He waited 16 years to talk to May. And if he knew that this was May, why didn't he just tell her in this particular scene right here? It was so clear that Basil told him that's not the person you're looking for. Oh yeah, here we go. I gotta show this. Boy is moving that thing. Like, Torben was honestly pretty cool. I fight Torben. I was like, oh my god, he was a brash Padawan, yes, but like I felt like he had a whole lot more room to grow. I don't get why they made him so weird when he was older. It's just, he was cool. I think Torben was cool. I honestly do. He was twirling that lightsaber and oh my god. Look at him! Cool.
Help! Mama, help!
Osha!
Help me!
Are we not going to justify the soul? Bro, what? I guess they're trying to imply that May burning down the whole place was an accident. If she didn't burn it down, her mother, A, would have still be alive. Were you trying to turn into like a cloud to put out to make rain and then have it rain down over the fire? I don't get it. When it came to explaining this, the director says what she was trying to do was she was trying to take her and May into the Force, but it would not kill them.
When May asks for help, Anastasia not only starts dematerializing her own body, she makes May turn into a shadow as well. What can you tell us about what exactly is happening there and why? Headland. Anastasia's main concern is that violence will be used in this confrontation. Jody, Turner-Smith, and I talked about that meaning two things. One, that Anastasia must have come from some place that utilized violence. It's something she would have seen when she was a child, something that she would have endured in her coming of age. So the main concern is obviously the safety of her children, the physical safety of them. The secondary concern is, I do not want my children or my legacy to be affected by something violent. I want to remove them from whatever that is. The why about the dematerializing is the first thing that Jody and I talked about in seeding the character. What she is doing is what Jackie says in episode 4, that it's an honor to see anyone transform into the Force. I believe that Anastasia is transforming herself and May into the Force in a way that doesn't kill them.
So you were just gonna have your daughter burn? The director says at this moment she was dissolving herself into the Force and she was gonna take May with her, but they weren't gonna die. They were not gonna die when they were going to the Force, but I don't get how that was supposed to help Osha when she's trapped back there in the fire, you know what I mean? So you were just going to let your other daughter get burned? If you were trying to stop your girlfriend or wife fighting Torben, I think a simple force push would have been more successful in stopping the fighting, wouldn't it? Wouldn't a force push would be more effective than, I am turning into smoke, I'm turning into a cloud in the atmosphere. What about Osha? Oh, she can burn in the fire. I don't know why she's blaming Soul when it was her fault. She started the fire. If she did not have started the fire, Soul wouldn't have attacked your mother. All right. This is the best I can do. Why did Basil sabotage the ship? Can anybody explain why? Literally, just a few minutes ago, he went to fight her himself. Look. What changed? There was no conversation with Basil and May.
Everything that happened here. All because you didn't want me to become a Jedi. I didn't do this.
What do you mean you didn't do this?
Yes, I can. How? I'll kill you.
Soul is the one that started the fire, right? No, May, you did do this. You burnt this place down. Osha didn't want to do the ascension before meeting the Jedi. It was the Jedi giving her hope to leave and be something more than just the witch. She wanted something more. And the Jedi gave her hope to do that. May sabotaged that. And it ended up getting everybody killed. The show is trying to make you believe that the Jedi were the ones at fault. Soul had to die because he lied and killed her mother. What about homeboy Kamir? He killed 2 of your friends. Why does he get a pass? You can agree with my points, you can disagree. For the people who disagree and like the show, honestly, please do not let anybody attack you. You are entitled to your own opinion. You are allowed to like this show. You know, I'm with you. It's just, it wasn't my cup of tea. But please don't attack the people who do. And the people who do like it, please don't attack the people who don't. I don't really make these types of videos, but I just wanted to give my opinion on the show because I have been a fan of Star Wars since literally first grade, bro. First grade. And to see the Acolyte, it does hurt me a bit. It really does, but who knows what they'll create. But anyway, I love you all. Please don't share hate to anybody. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Everybody has their opinion. And I just wish that we can go back to being the united Star Wars fan that we used to be, bro. Anyway, I love you all. And I'll talk to all you later.
Bars and I'm good with goodbyes, but I straighten out your face while you study your lies. See the pain in your face when you losing your mind. Got post-traumatic stress, you lost the feeling in highs. See the horrors of war. If you saw someone dying, would you open the door? On my job, highlighting the core. My words bless you, yes, you feeling annoying. Everybody wanna ramble, they don't get to the point. Your girl like a clown, I just hit her with